So today we just updated Wababai to the new GPT-5 model that OpenAI just released, and the changes are awesome. I mean, the capabilities of GPT-5 for creative writing, for rubric assessment, for advising you on your writing, they are really, there is a big step forward compared to the previous version to 4.1, to GPT 4.1. And we're going to show you just a couple of examples of that, just focusing on assessment. As you know, in Wababai, we have a feature in which once you have written your book, you can come to the manuscript and then have it assessed by AI, right? By Wababai, right? Of course, this is powered by GPT. And actually, I'm going to show you the assessment we just did for this manuscript. Look at the date. This is, again, 9th of August. Compared to the previous assessment a few weeks ago with GPT 4.1, right? So we're going to do to see the analysis, right? So Wababai can assess your book based on 3 criteria: clarity, engagement, and insights. Now you're going to see the difference when we compare. You're going to see how it compares with the previous assessment. So this one on the left side was done by GPT 4.1. This one is with GPT 5. And see how, if before everyone was complaining that sometimes AI models were like too friendly or too easy with the user, well, this is a sample of how GPT-5 is far more realistic. Actually, look at how the same manuscript was assessed by 4.1 and how it is assessed now with Wababai training with GPT-5. So see how clarity, here before it was clear and clutter, it was given 8. Now it's given a 7. Actually, all of them are giving you far more realistic and far more actionable insights if you compare both, right? So if we go, for instance, look at this engagement, right? Before it was scored with a 9 because the content is highly engaging for readers that want to write a memoir and personal storytelling with anecdotes and so on, right? So it was scored as a 9. Now, look at it, it's scoring it as 7, which probably is far more realistic. It says, okay, it's warm, encouraging voice, will appeal to beginners and family-focused readers, but engagement would increase with more varied narrative samples and real-life case studies. So see how the advice is far more concrete, right? If you look at impact, it's same, right? Before it was 8, or inspiring it was 9, now its impact is 6, and inspiring is 7. And again, it's far more realistic when you look at the current assessments. Of course, some people might say it's less encouraging, like this is friendly and this is encouraging you. But this is far more, I find it far more insightful with GPT-5 in what you need, with some concrete samples of what you need to improve, right? If you look at it, for instance, for insightful, right? Before it was given an 8, or educationally it was given a 9. Now, it's more realistic because it says, well, it's educational. Yes, it teaches useful basic things. It's true, it's quite basic, this manuscript, of how also AI can assist, but it needs more concrete tools to be consistently take-home educational, right? Even for originality, again, it was saying before, well, it was okay. Here is quite similar, but I find it's very interesting how it gives some particular, very specific example of what we wrote, right? In this case, for instance, we're adding a Wababai annex of how to use Wababai for writing a memoir. So, okay, it's showing you some examples. Again, not only that, it's far more verbose, right? Of course, we've also set verbosity here to be medium to high, and that's how you have far more areas to improve, right? In the new, with GPT-5, you see you have very concrete examples of how you can improve your work. So that's just one example. I think in terms of assessment, you can see there is a big difference, right? Not just in being far more realistic, but also in giving longer, more specific advice. And I can tell you that if this is good for assessment, actually, if you look at how it's rewriting text, how it is editing, GPT-5 far outperforms with 4.1 before. So give it a try. But GPT-5 is clearly a huge improvement. It's a huge asset now for writers to help you turn your ideas into drafts easier and faster and better.